And the Sioux Falls Storm take their final timeout. 56 seconds left to go till halftime, and we'll keep it right here. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Institute, Rod's Property Management, and Sprint. And you're listening to it on FM 98.1, AM 1230, Sports Radio, KWSN. Sioux Falls Storm will have a short week this week as the game being played on Monday. The Storm will be here again at home on Saturday, 7:05 kickoff with the Cedar Rapids Titans. And then next week, traveling back to Nebraska to take on the Danger. That's a Friday night game on April 27th. And then the Storm will return for a couple of home games on May 5th and 12th. The Iowa Barnstormers and Nebraska Danger will be coming to town. Storm will not be playing the Arizona Rattlers again during the regular season. They could see each other in the postseason. And now the Rattlers with third down and about 12 yards to go from the Storm's 17-yard line. Back to pass. Ziemba dumps it across the middle, gets it there to Monroe. Breaks out of a tackle at the 12 to the 10. Upended and dropped down at about the 2-yard line. But that's going to be a first down for the Arizona Rattlers. Coming up to make the stop defensively, Marlon Moore, I believe. But he upended Monroe, and Monroe was hurdling him, and they caught him at his knee, completed the somersault in the air. Now the Rattlers threatening. Quick break out of the huddle. Ziemba under center. Quarterback sneak, and he's just going to fall down. He didn't even get a very good push. Storm had a pretty good stop at the nose guard spot. And I believe that was Chris Martin. Chris Martin also there was on that nose guard, Claude Davis. So they're going to be marking the ball down at about the 1.5-yard line. And the Arizona Rattlers call a timeout. So with 13 seconds left to go in this first half, 20-17, Rattlers up on top. We'll pause for 30. You're listening to Storm Football right here on KWSN. Back right after this. Thirteen seconds left to go in this first half, 20-17. The Rattlers conserving some clock with their quarterback basically taking a knee. Conserving clock so that the Storm will have less of it. And there's a play to left side. Monroe going to be tackled and brought down. And another timeout's going to be called by the Arizona Rattlers. And that's their third and final timeout. We'll keep it right here. Coming into this ball game, the Sioux Falls Storm had not turned the ball over. And that was for the entire season, and they have had 2 turnovers in this contest. An interception by Lorenzo Brown in the first drive. Lindsay picked that off. Wound up fumbling it, recovered by Gordon. And the Rattlers turned that into a touchdown. And then later on, a fumble by Lorenzo Brown on an exchange with McCombs. And that was recovered by Mosley, and they converted that into a touchdown on a Ziemba to Epps pass. So now third down, 8 seconds left to go, and the Rattlers' clock management is working to get the score and not leave the Storm any time. But they have 2 yards to navigate. 8 seconds to play. First half. Ziemba takes the handoff to Monroe. Back to pass. Throwing end zone. Turning around. Bringing the ball in. Touchdown on a great reception by Anthony Amos. As that pass was behind him, but he came back and double-handed it and brought it in. Touchdown Rattlers. And they moved up on top 26-17. But Ziemba Got the pass, and again behind Amos. He did a good job bringing it in. Touchdown. Ziemba gets his third passing touchdown of the contest. And this is to Amos, his first. And now Sawyer Petrie. Point after touchdown. Puts it up. And this one looks good from here. And it is. And they're going to put 3 seconds back on the clock. 3 seconds back on the clock, but the point after is good, and the Arizona Rattlers lead by 10. 27-17. A 10-point advantage for the Arizona Rattlers. Sioux Falls Storm and the Rattlers all tied up with their record 4-1. But the Rattlers ahead by 10, 3 seconds left to go, so that will allow for a kickoff. I want to send a special shout out to Julie Bleckinger as she recovers at the Prince of Peace Nursing Home from a fall that she had, and she had surgeries. And Julie is missing just her second Storm home game since the beginning of indoor football in Sioux Falls. And both of the times that she's missed a game is because she's hospitalized. And Julie, our very best to you, and hope you recover. It'd be great to see you back here for the next Sioux Falls Storm game. Also, a shout out to Dr. Dustin Ingalls at the Genesis Chiropractic. Great Storm fans. Also, he's been a great friend of mine and great help to me. And now Petrie kicks it off. High end over end kick. And McCombs feels it about 7 yards deep. Takes it up to right side. Makes a move at the 5. Going to be wrapped up and brought down. Good job done defensively by the Arizona Rattlers. Keith Trumps out of Tuskegee University made the tackle, and that will wind up the clock. So the score at halftime, it's the Arizona Rattlers 27 and the Sioux Falls Storm 17. And we'll pause for a 2-minute timeout and be back with a halftime report. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Integrated Chiropractic along with Mattress Firm, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital along with Craven Bar and Grill, right here on FM 98.1, AM 1230, Sports Radio, KWSN. Back in 2.
Our special guest, Director of Sportscasting at KSFY TV. Please welcome Mr. Eric Carstensen.
How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for coming out to a night of hope and caring. KSFY Television is proud to be a sponsor of this event tonight. You know, there's a lot of elementary schools in town that maybe can't afford, don't have the fundraising that some others do for field trips or playground equipment. That's what tonight's all about, to raise money to help Sioux Falls Public Elementary Schools. And the first thing we're going to have a Storm jersey auction tonight. So if you bought a raffle ticket, pull those out right now. We're going to draw numbers. And so we're going to move along kind of quickly. We're going to call 25 lucky numbers. The order we call out the numbers is the order you get to choose the actual Storm player jersey. Now, if your raffle ticket number is one of the lucky ones called, we need you immediately to report to the Storm fan information table in the next 2 minutes. They're located in the main lobby right next to the front entrance doors. Any delay could cause you to lose your placement in the jersey selection process. So if your number is called, go down there now and get your jersey. We have a special guest to draw the numbers tonight.
That's fine.
Kurt Zeke. He is the principal at Annie Sullivan. Any Annie Sullivan kids here? Glad your principal is here. Annie's going to draw for us tonight. So Kurt, go ahead and draw the first one out. The first number, 631-8267. That's 631-8267. Our second number, 631-9372. That's 631-9372. Our next number, 631-9629. 631-9629.
And welcome back to the Storm football from the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Arizona Rattlers leading over the Sioux Falls Storm by a score of 27-17 as the Rattlers have converted 2 turnovers into touchdowns, and they had a great drive, used up the clock, got into the end zone in the final play of the first half, virtually the last play of the first half. Point after touchdown was good as Ziemba had connected with Anthony Amos. Point after touchdown good. 27-17. The Arizona Rattlers with the lead over the Sioux Falls Storm. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Boyer Trucks, First Premier Bank, Fireplace Professionals, along with Waterbury Heating and Cooling, and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. I want to send some other shout-outs tonight to Donna Sarah and also to Holy Help Me Hannah herself. Also great Storm fans, Linda Roach, Pops, and Joe Preheim, and all the Storm fans that are watching the game and listening to the game, watching it on the YouTube IFL feed and also on KWSN. Also a special shout out to Roger and Maxine Brink down in Nebraska and all of the Storm fans out in Hoven, South Dakota. Smokey and Gerard and all of the game out there. Again, a special shout out to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Dan and Lisa Beto. They always listen from Spencer, Iowa, also to Anna and Brennan and Remy listening down in Iowa also. Also want to send a special shout out to Jim Roberts and all of the Indoor Football Forum fans following the game on Facebook, along with all of the IFL fans watching and chatting on YouTube tonight. Great to have all of you along for the broadcast. Also to my buddy up in Montana, Brian George. You know it's true if Yellowstone told you. Again, this game tonight being played, it was scheduled for Saturday. Blizzard up here in the upper Midwest. Terrible blizzard. Zero visibility. Blowing snow. Not a huge amount of snow, but visibility and the ice that came with it prior to the snow coming down created almost unbelievable road conditions. Then also postponed this weekend was a game up in Green Bay, as they were scheduled to play the Cedar Rapids Titans up in Green Bay. They had 2 feet of snow. And the last word that I had received is that that game has not been rescheduled at this time. They're still working on getting the logistics done with that. The hockey team up there in Green Bay is in the playoffs, and that is conflicting things as far as availability of the Resch Center up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Let's run down the statistics of this first half. Rushing in this contest, the Arizona 10 carries, 35 yards. Storm 14 and 91 in passing. For the Arizona Rattlers, 9 of 14, no interceptions. Total of 109 yards. Sioux Falls Storm, 6 of 3, 1 interception, a total of 45 yards. Total offense, 136 yards for the Storm and 144 yards for the Arizona Rattlers. In rushing, Lyle Mccombs for the Storm, 3 carries, 54 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, long of 45. Lorenzo Brown, 7 carries, 21 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, long of 12. In receiving, Mike Tatum, 2 grabs for 37 yards, no touchdowns. Lyle Mccombs, 1 reception for a total of 8. For the Arizona Rattlers, Jeff Ziemba, 9 of 14, no interceptions, 109 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, long of 32. Receiving, Desmond Epps, 3 grabs, 63 yards and a touchdown. Darrell Monroe, 3 grabs for 39 yards. Jamal Miles, 2 catches, 5 yards with a touchdown, along with Anthony Amos had 1 reception for 2 yards and a score. In rushing for the Rattlers, Monroe, 6 carries, total of 24 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, long of 8. Ziemba, 2 carries, total of 5 yards, no rushing touchdowns. Leading tackler for the Arizona Rattlers are Keith Brown, total of 5.5 tackles. McAllister has a total of 3. Nathan Lindsay has 2.5 tackles. He also has an interception, returned it for 7 yards. Alan Chapman has the 1 tackle for loss for the Arizona Rattlers, and the Rattlers have no sacks in this contest. Defensively for the Sioux Falls Storm, Chris Martin, the leading tackler, 4.5 tackles. Javantes Snoop Blackman, 4 tackles. He also has 1 tackle for loss. Storm has no broken passes, interceptions, or sacks in this contest. Next leading tackler, Jabari Gorman, he has a total of 3.5. We'll pause for a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the scoring of that first half. At halftime, the score, it's the Arizona Rattlers 27 and the Sioux Falls Storm 17. We'll be back in 2 minutes, and you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by KSFY, Billion Hyundai, Scott's Lumber and Supply Company, right here on KWSN. Back in 2 minutes.
Billion Hyundai, our knowledgeable staff is dedicated to finding you the right vehicle. Get to know us today. You'll be glad you did. Check out our great deals on new Hyundais, including the all-new 2018 Hyundai Sonata, our best Sonata ever. Or check out one of our incredible SUVs, like the new 2018 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe, all with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and Hyundai Assurance. See dealer for limited warranty details. Get to know us at Billion Hyundai, 41st and Westport, Sioux Falls, or at billionauto.com/Hyundai.
Need a fun night out? Head over to Burnside Bingo for an exciting night of bingo. Budget-friendly, new equipment, and a fresh remodel. A variety of games to keep the excitement rolling all night, plus great food and drink specials. Try something new this week and check out the all-new Burnside Bingo. Visit burnsidebingo.com for special events and more information.
The Rosties wanted their new house to be unique, so they went back to Fireplace Pros. The upstairs is traditional, but the downstairs is very modern. They are delighted.
We wanted a different look and feel within our house, and Fireplace Pros, as always, helped us make it happen. They're the best.
Visit us on the web or stop by your nearest Heat & Glow or Heatalator dealer. Fireplace Pros, Heat & Glow, and Heatalator. You're gonna love the way your home feels.
If you like to bowl, roll on into Eastway Bowl. Hey, wait a minute. Eastway Bowl is more than just bowling. It's a full of fun entertainment center. There's many things to do. Games, and more games, plus food. Great food. Come into our full-service sports bar and grill where you'll find terrific drinks with our popular late-night specials. Watch all your favorite sporting events at Eastway. Visit our website to make your bowling reservations and find out more about the full fun experience. Eastway Bowl and Entertainment Center, where there's something for everyone.
Waiting to see a doctor?
What's taking so long?
It can take a while.
I don't have time for this.
Or longer than a while.
We've been here 2 hours.
Forever.
Hello?
What would you say if there was another option?
Finally.
Yes.
It's about time.
We're inclined to agree. It's about time for the best patient care. Sioux Falls Urgent Care.
Hey guys, Bellator lightweight champion Michael Chandler here. I'm here at one of my favorite places in the entire world, the wrestling room. But if there's one thing we know about wrestling rooms, they can get extremely dirty. We're talking skin infections, we're talking about funk, we're talking about smelly armpits, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. So, my friends at Pure and Clean Sports came up with an awesome solution. Spray it right on your skin, wipe it off, smells great, keeps you clean from the time you leave the mats to the time you can get home and shower. Not only is it the greatest skin defense in the entire world, it's the safest. Check them out, pureandcleansports.com.
Your body is a complex arrangement of bone and tissue that requires only the best to maintain it. At Orthopedic Institute, that's our specialty. Our services have been specifically tailored to to provide the best orthopedic care in the region. Orthopedics is what we do. That's why Orthopedic Institute is the one to trust to keep your body in motion.
The Arizona Rattlers with the lead over the Sioux Falls Storm. We're going to pause for another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Beal Distributing and Budweiser, along with Orthopedic Institute, Rod's Property Management, and Sprint. And we'll be back in 2 minutes. This is Storm Football right here on KWSN.
Right now, let's turn it over to Mr. Eric Van Beek. What do you got for us, Eric?
Thank you, JJ. The Storm organization would like to take this opportunity, as we always do, to honor our game sponsor. Tonight, it is, as you can see, Boyer Trucks. They've been a valued partner of the Sioux Falls Storm for many years now. It's got to be 5 or 6 years, I would think. And they have been a huge, huge part of our organization, supporting us in so many different ways. And of course, they're helping us out tonight by giving away thousands of the window clings to many of you in attendance. So first of all, let's give them a big hand for free window clings courtesy of Boyer Trucks. Right. And also they're a huge part of our night of hope and caring, where each and every one of you are helping raise money for the Sioux Falls School District. So in honor of tonight's game sponsor, Boyer Trucks, I'm giving this fully signed game ball for the Sioux Falls Storm to Mr. Briggs Schilling, the service manager of Boyer Trucks. Here you go, Briggs. Give him a hand, everybody.
Welcome back to Storm Football. I'm Rich Rosty at the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's the Arizona Rattlers leading over the Sioux Falls Storm at halftime, 27-17. 27-17. And the winner of this ball game will become the leader in the IFL standings. Right now, Sioux Falls, Arizona, both 4-1 records, followed by the Iowa Barnstormers 4-2, then Nebraska Danger 4-3, Cedar Rapids Titans 1-5, and Green Bay Blizzard 0-5. Those two will still have a game to make up because of the game postponed right now has not been rescheduled. But again, the winner of this ball game will become the leader in the IFL. And if the Rattlers go on to win, they'll have the tiebreaker over the Sioux Falls Storm. If the Sioux Falls Storm would win by less than 6, Arizona would still maintain that tiebreaker if they both have the same records when they would come down to the end of the season. If it would be the same record, the Arizona Rattlers would have to lose again if they would be victorious tonight in order to have the second loss. So there's a lot of things can happen in this season that is in only week number 8. But again, the standings are right now: Sioux Falls, Arizona tied at 4-1, followed by the Barnstormers with 4-2, as they were victorious over the Nebraska Danger. They had the only game that got played last weekend, and they were victorious over Nebraska 41-25. The week prior, Sioux Falls defeated Nebraska 45-37, so Nebraska's dropped a couple games in a row. Coming up next week on Saturday, Cedar Rapids is going to be here in Sioux Falls, and Green Bay will be traveling down to Arizona. That's going to be, both of those games will be on Saturday. Coming up on Monday, the Curtis Riggs Show, right here on KWSN Radio, and that's at 6 o'clock. Ordinarily that would have been tonight, but because of the game. But next Monday, we'll have the Curtis Riggs Show, 6 o'clock on Monday. And if you missed the broadcast right here on KWSN, you can go to the Storm website and you can click on the podcast, Stormcast, and you can watch the game, and that's courtesy of Boyer Trucks. Employee owned for the last 30 years, sales parts service. We keep you moving. That's Boyer Ford Trucks, and they're the sponsor of the replay or the archive, the podcast of the Curtis Riggs Show, and you can go back and watch all of them for the entire season. Earlier, when we had the national anthem, ordinarily I send a special shout out to all of our military, all of the men and women serving our country, both at home and overseas. We must never forget our troops, and we must never forget why they are serving. Godspeed until you are all safely home. The Storm had won 68 straight games here at home, dating back to May 15th of 2010, before losing 43-37 to the Omaha Beef. That was back in 2010. And that streak was broken by the Wichita Falls Nighthawks last year on May 27th as they defeated the Storm 36-21. And after that, Arizona defeated the Sioux Falls Storm in the United Bowl last summer as they defeated them, I believe it was 50-41, to claim the championship of the IFL. They are the defending champions. Halftime is over, and the team's back on the field. The Arizona Rattlers in their white uniform, trimmed in copper with their really neat logo with the R, with the Rattler right in front, right in the middle of the R. The white uniforms, dark numbers. Sioux Falls Storm, blue uniforms, red helmets, blue leggings, white numerals. And the Arizona Rattlers had won the toss, and they elected to defer to the second half. So they're going to get the ball to start this second half of this contest. Arizona Rattlers doing everything right as they have converted 2 turnovers by the Sioux Falls Storm into touchdowns. Used good clock management in that first half, getting their final score with about 3 seconds left to go. And now to have the ball to start the second half by winning the toss and deferring to this half. Back to receive for the Arizona Rattlers, Jamal Miles. He does not have a kick return for a touchdown this season. The up back, Anthony Amos. Kicking off for the Sioux Falls Storm, Miles Bergner out of the University of South Dakota. He approaches the ball, rolling, bounding kick, gets past Amos, gets past Miles into the end zone, tracks it back against the boards, in trouble, and he gets out. And he's not going to have a ruse charged against them because he got out to about the 2-yard line. Storm had opportunities but could not corral him inside the end zone. By rule, that would have been a 1 point for the Sioux Falls Storm. So now the Arizona Rattlers leading by 10. 27-17 over the Sioux Falls Storm. They'll have the ball first down and 10. They're going to mark it right at the 2-yard line of Arizona. 14:55 to play in this third quarter.
Legal kick, return to the 2-yard line. The previous play is under further review for an offside on the kicking team.
And I think that's a good challenge by head coach Kevin Guy. Looking down on that kickoff, it did look like the Sioux Falls Storm were offsides. So with Arizona pinned back to their own 2, a re-kick could be at a great advantage for the Rattlers if they would in fact win this challenge. Again, any play can be challenged by a coach. You have 2 challenges per game. And it could be offensive, defensive pass interference. It could be a face mask. It could be a horse collar tackle. Anything like that could be challenged. However, when you specifically ask for a challenge on a play, as they're watching that play develop, if they would see another foul, they will not and cannot call that penalty. Only very specifically what you have said as far as the challenge is what they will review. And the head referee has the final determination. If he has conclusive evidence from the bid swap replay, which didn't work at the first challenge, but it has worked since that time, then he will make the final determination. But the challenge not limited to a catch, no catch, fumble, no fumble, positive yards gained or not, except for line to gain on the first down. That's not reviewable. 3 in motion, forward progress stopped or not on a loose ball play, touchdown, no touchdown, kicking team offside, forward pass, backward pass, illegal twist, no illegal twist, defensive pass interference, offensive pass interference, belt violation, no belt violation, and runner down or not down. And here's the ruling by Sean Johnston.
There are 3 kickers offside at the time of the kick. A 5-yard penalty will be put into the bank.
So good challenge by head coach Kevin Guy. As it wasn't offside, so it's going to be a re-kick, plus there will be a 5-yard penalty put into the bank and will be added on at the end of the run. The clock will stay at 14:55. And now the Sioux Falls Storm, Miles Bergner will kick it off again. Again, going back to receive this kick, Jamal Miles, the up back, Anthony Amos. Waiting for everyone to be set. And the whistle, there it is, from head referee Sean Johnston. Bergner lays the ball on its side. Doesn't tee it up, just lays it crosswise. Puts a rolling, bounding kick, takes a big bounce, covered there at the 12-yard line by Amos. Moves it upfield, going to be tripped up and brought down at about the midfield stripe, the 25, and making a stop defensively for the Storm, Marlon Moore. And now they'll add 5 yards on top of it. The return goes to the 24 of the Storm. They'll add 5, take it down to the 19. So the Arizona Rattlers pick up 24, 29, 30 yards on that challenge. Well done by head coach Kevin Guy. Desmond Epps splits to the right side. Deep right is going to be Amos and also Miles. They both go in motion. Handoff goes to Monroe, right side carry, and the big guy takes it down to about the 16-yard line, gain of 3. But Darrell Monroe, 6'2", 220-pounder, and he is a load. He is a load to bring down, and he has so much forward motion that even when he gets stopped, he can still fall forward and pick up yardage. So the ball is resting at the 16-yard line. Arizona leading by 10, threatening again. They lead 27-17. Coming to the near side is Jamal Miles. 2 in motion, going from right to left in the left slot. Option play coming this way. Pitch back goes to Monroe. He gets it, cuts inside of a block at the 10 to the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Monroe. Perfectly executed option play, and Monroe goes in for the second time tonight. So carrying it in from the 16-yard line is Darrell Monroe out of Arizona Western College. And now Petrie onto the field to try the point after touchdown. 33-17 Rattlers with the lead. Out of the hold of Jeff Siemba. High snap, well placed. There's the kick. It's up. And it is good. And the Arizona Rattlers have extended their lead. 34-17. A 17-point advantage for the Arizona Rattlers. We'll pause for a 30-second timeout and come back and wrap up that scoring drive. You're listening to Storm Football right here on KWSN. Back in 1 minute. Yeah, I said them both, so let's try to squeeze a minute and get ahead.
table next to the escalator on the main concourse with any donation of loose change. You can then enter into a drawing to win the free Storm Game tickets. Thank you for being the Storm Game Changer tonight.
And back to action. And here's the kickoff by Petrie. He puts it up very high. It's going to be McCombs 4 yards deep. Goes up the center and bounces off a tackle. Makes a move at the 10, but wrapped up and brought down by Anthony Amos. And the Storm will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 10-yard line, trailing by 17. 13-10. Left to go in the third quarter. Waiting for the live stats to upgrade, upload, and get the scoring drive up. Bring that to you as soon as I can. Lorenzo Brown, short drop, quick pass left side, tipped up in the air. Oh, but picked off by Keith Brown. Oh, my. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. I believe that is Gordon. Tipped it up, but Keith Brown all but got a pick on the tip. But the Arizona scoring drive, 2 plays, 24 yards, 16-yard touchdown run by Darrell Monroe. Petrie's kick was good. 34-17 Rattlers. And now the Storm, second down and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation, puts 2 in motion, right slot. Here's the blitz. Storm pick it up. Lorenzo Brown in trouble, and he's going down. And making first contact in there, I believe, was Edward Mosley and also Joshua Gordon. They got in there, but Mosley out of Alabama State University put good pressure, loss of 5. It's going to bring up third down and 15. Third down and 15. Need to get to the 20-yard line to pick up the first down. Arizona leading over the Sioux Falls Storm by 17, 34-17. Storm break camp. Third down and 15 from their own 5. Splitting to the right side, Melvin German. Deep right's going to be Judd Harold. He'll go in motion. Left side is going to be Tatum. Back to pass, Lorenzo Brown. End zone. Throws it upfield. Judd Harold over his head. Judd Harold goes into the crowd, and helping him out was Alan Chapman. It's going to be incomplete, and it's going to bring up fourth down. But there's a...
Line up outside the tackle. 5-yard penalty remains. Third down.
So an illegal defense charged against the Arizona Rattlers. That moves it up 5 yards, but it remains third down, not an automatic first down situation. So the ball's going to be at the 10. Need to get to the 20-yard line to pick up the first down. Third down and 10 for the Sioux Falls Storm. Third down conversions this year for the Storm, about 50%. Lorenzo Brown has McCombs to his right, shotgun. Here's the blitz. Storm dumping across the middle, get there to McCombs. He's got the first down, cross the 20, up into about the 24-yard line. So they faked to McCombs out of the backfield. And Lorenzo Brown saw that the linebacker had blitzed, started to come through the pass, got it to McCombs before the linebacker could react back, and that was Mosley. Check that, it was Langford, the linebacker. So the Storm had the first down. They're going to mark it at the 24-yard line of Sioux Falls. Option play, pitch goes to the right side, and McCombs going to be hammered into the boards at about the 21-yard line, gain of 5. McAllister on the stop, along with Lindsey and Chapman for the Arizona Rattlers. But it's at the Rattler 21. Rattler 21-yard line, clock rolls, 10:05 to go, third quarter. 17-point lead for the Arizona Rattlers, 34-17. Now Lorenzo Brown, second down and 5 from the 21 under center. One through the box. Gives it off to him. Goes there to Tatum. He takes it down inside the 15. Finally rammed out of bounds at about the 11-yard line by Keith Brown. And that's a Storm first down. Going to mark it at the 11-yard line. So Mike Tatum coming through the box. Went to college at Oxnard. No college football there. Played flag football. And wound up getting signed by a team. Pitch goes out to the left side. Goes there to Melvin German. And he takes it down the sidelines next to the boards. Finally rammed out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Gain of 10. Melvin German, not ordinarily a ball carrier, but on a toss from Lorenzo Brown, sets up the Storm. First down and goal at the 1-yard line. Gain of 10. Melvin German out of Florida Atlantic, 6'3", 215-pounder. So the Storm threatening, trailing by 17. 8:48 to play, third quarter. Working from the left side hash. Storm rearranging their personnel. German's going to go up to the line of scrimmage right. Tatum and Harold in motion. Storm taking too much time, and a timeout's going to be called by the head coach of the Sioux Falls Storm, Curtis Riggs. So we'll pause for a timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Integrated Chiropractic and Rehab, Mattress Firm, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, and Craven Bar and Grill. Back in 1 minute.
At Billion Hyundai, our knowledgeable staff is dedicated to finding you the right vehicle. Get to know us today. You'll be glad you did. Check out our great deals on new Hyundais, including the all-new 2018 Hyundai Sonata, our best Sonata ever. Or check out one of our incredible SUVs, like the new 2018 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe, all with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and Hyundai Assurance. See dealer for limited warranty details. Get to know us at Billion Hyundai, 41st and Westport, Sioux Falls, or at billionauto.com/Hyundai.
Need a fun night out? Head over to Burnside Bingo for an exciting night of bingo. Budget-friendly, new equipment, and a fresh remodel. A variety of games to keep the excitement rolling all night, plus great food and drink specials. Try something new this week and check out the all-new Burnside Bingo. Visit burnsidebingo.com for special events and more information.
Down in goal, working from the left side hash, Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation. He keeps the football, goes to the right side, going to be snapped down as making a tackle, Joshua Gordon out of Minnesota State Mankato. He holds several defensive records while at Minnesota State. Loss of about a yard, back to about the 2. Second down and goal for the Sioux Falls Storm, trailing the Rattlers 34-17. Lorenzo Brown under center. He's back to pass. With time, throws it, tipped up in the air, picked off by Keith Brown. No flag on the field. It's going to be a touchback, and Arizona gets the third turnover of the contest. So Keith Brown gets the interception, and when Keith Brown has an interception, the Rattlers are 20-0. And he's also the leading tackler with 24 tackles on the season. So the third turnover. And the Rattlers back in business at the 5-yard line, their own 5. 8:01 to play, third quarter. Rattlers 34, Sioux Falls 17. Ziemba under center. Fakes the handoff to Monroe with time, tons of time, throws it upfield, kind of threw it away. Looking upfield, going to try to get it to Anthony Jones, but down and away from him. And that's the mark of a good quarterback, live to throw another down. Ziemba took over for Verlin Reed, Jr., who was the starting quarterback in the Storm game with Arizona. And he went down with an injury, and Ziemba has been the starting quarterback ever since. Under center again, one back in the backfield behind him. Monroe, he gets the handoff, lowers his shoulder, pushes ahead, rights himself with his hand, crosses the 15 out to the 17-yard line, picks up the first down for the Rattlers. Very impressed with Monroe. Big guy like that can do a lot of balancing and control of his body and weight as he's rumbling forward. First down for the Rattlers, 17-yard line. And this is the kind of drive that can really be the backbreaker. The Storm was driving with an opportunity at the 1-yard line, gets the ball picked, and now the Rattlers coming out, picking up their first down of the drive, and are at their own 17-yard line. Ziemba back to pass. Tons of time looking downfield for Amos, and it's over his head just barely. He went up for it. On coverage was Jabari Gorman for the Sioux Falls Storm. Pass might have had just a touch air underneath it, and a little high for Anthony Amos. Amos comes in, leading scorer, 9 receiving touchdowns. He has 54 points on the year for the Rattlers. 6 minutes, even on the third quarter clock, 34-17 Rattlers. It is second down. Second down and 10 from the 17 of Arizona. Handoff goes to Monroe. Big opener up the center, 20, 25, 20. Inside the 20, bounces off the boards, and they're going to say out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, but good blocking on that point of attack. Lamar Mady, Vernon Sanville, and Stephen Gurola on that offensive line for the Rattlers. That's a first down in Storm territory at the 15-yard line. So the Rattlers break camp. They're going to send Jones split to the right side. Deep right is going to be Amos. Deep left on the near side is going to be Jamal Miles. Monroe in the backfield. Monroe again got some room, takes it down to the 10. That's 5 in a heartbeat. The surge from that offensive line, they're getting a lot of momentum moving the Storm defensive line back, as Monroe's not touched for the first 3 or 4 yards. Clock continues to roll, 4:48 to play, third quarter. 34-17 Arizona. Epps splits to the right side, 2 in motion in the short slot right. Pitch goes there to Monroe. He turns the corner, and finally Wolford pushes him backwards into the boards, but not after a first down by Arizona. Darrell Monroe. As the Rattlers have moved this from their own 5-yard line now down to the Sioux Falls Storm 3. First down and goal for Arizona. And you look at that defensive line compared to that offensive line of Arizona, there's a big size differential. Under center is Ziemba. Monroe again, left side carry, bounces off a tackle, rights himself into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. As Arizona gets the turnover for the third time, they convert it into a touchdown. And Monroe gets his third score of the night. And now Sawyer Petrie on the field to try the point after touchdown for the Arizona Rattlers. Out of the hold of Jeff Ziemba. Waiting for the snap. There it is. It's placed, it's kicked. And it's good. So the Rattlers have moved up on top by a score of 41-17. 41-17 over the Sioux Falls Storm, as they have not scored in this second half. We're going to take a media timeout. We'll pause for 1 minute, and you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by...
The Rosties wanted their new house to be unique, so they went back to Fireplace Pros. The upstairs is traditional, but the downstairs is very modern. They are delighted.
We wanted a different look and feel within our house, and Fireplace Pros, as always, helped us make it happen. They're the best.
Visit us on the web or stop by your nearest Heat & Glow or Heatalator dealer. Fireplace Pros, Heat & Glow, and Heatalator. You're going to love the way your home feels.
8 years old. Game ball for Sophia. Mary will give it to him. There you go. Next up, we got 6-year-old Peyton, everybody. 11-year-old Jacob. There you go, Jacob. 8-year-old Bree. Nice throw. Ashlyn, she's 11. I like this.
Okay.
We got Katie and Aiden, brother and sister. They're 11 and 5. They're actually 5 and 8. We got Talon, who's 11, and Isaac, who's 6.
Well, the Arizona Rattlers have opened up a 24-point lead as they have just capped off a 7-play drive, 45 yards, 4 minutes, 8 seconds off the clock, as Darrell Monroe, 3-yard touchdown run. Sawyer Petrie's kick was good. Score, Arizona Rattlers 41, the Sioux Falls Storm 17, as they have been shut out in this third quarter. And now Petrie getting ready to kick it off, and back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm. Lyle Mccombs out of the University of Connecticut. Last year played for the Nebraska Danger. Fans are pretty quiet here in Sioux Falls as the home team down by 24 and has been stymied in this third quarter. They were down to the 1-yard line, and a tip ball intercepted by Keith Brown. And now here's the kickoff, very high. It's going to come down about 3 yards deep, and McCombs will bring it out up to the 5, wrapped up and brought down immediately by Anthony Jones. And it's going to be at the 4-yard line. The Sioux Falls Storm are going to start this campaign. 3:18 left to play in the third quarter. 41-17, the Arizona Rattlers with the lead. So Lorenzo Brown picked twice in this contest, once on a tip ball, a fumble also, and the Rattlers converted on all 3. 2 in motion, 1 each side for the Sioux Falls Storm. Play action pass, Lorenzo Brown fires it upfield, too high. All by himself was German at the 14-yard line, got to the outside of the 2 defenders, but the pass too high, incomplete. Clock rolls, 2:50 to go, third quarter. Head coach Curtis Riggs in his 16th year, a record of 217-37. Storm has only allowed 40 points once this year. That was against the Iowa Barnstormers in a victory, 52-40. This is the second time the Storm has been scored 40 points or more this season. This time they are trailing by 24. Lorenzo Brown, here's the blitz. They pick it up, pass down the sideline, just over the outstretched hand of Melvin German at about the 20-yard line. On coverage was Nathan Lindsay, but German had gotten behind him. But Lorenzo Brown just could not connect with Melvin German, who had been returned just this last week after being on IR since the Cedar Rapids game. So now the Storm, 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10 from their own 4-yard line. McAllister, Martin, and Gordon on that defensive line of the Arizona Rattlers. 2 in motion, right slot from the end zone. Lorenzo Brown, he's going to run. He saw an opening. He's at the 10, up to the 15, and crosses the 15 out to the 17-yard line. That picks up a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. In the stop defensively, Dylan Winfrey out of University of Central Arkansas. But Lorenzo Brown on the scramble, as the linebacker had vacated the area following the drag route, and Lorenzo Brown converted that to a much-needed first down. Storm at their own 17-yard line. 1 minute left to go, third quarter. Arizona 41-17 over the Storm. Lorenzo Brown back to pass, rolls right. Cox fires upfield, tipped up in the air as Lindsay had knocked that one down. Nathan Lindsay gets the knockdown, and that's his 3rd broken pass of the year. 2nd down and 10 for the Sioux Falls Storm. Clock's down to 30 seconds and counting. Third quarter, Storm has been shut out this second half. Deep on the left for the Sioux Falls Storm, Tatum and Judd Harold. Judd Harold had 5 touchdown receptions in one game earlier this year. Back to pass, Lorenzo Brown looking for Mike Tatum. Reaches out, grabs it, hauls it in. Touchdown, Sioux Falls Storm, as he got behind Keith Brown. And Mike Tatum gets the touchdown reception from Lorenzo Brown. Mike Tatum on the year, that's his 6th receiving touchdown. And from the 17-yard line, Lorenzo Brown connects with Mike Tatum. Mike Tatum needs 103 all-purpose yards to have 6,500 in his IFL career. Now Bergner's point after touchdown puts that up in the Loge area. It's off to the right side, no good, and the score stands. It's the Arizona Rattlers 41 and the Sioux Falls Storm 23. And we'll be back and wrap up that scoring drive after we pause for this 30-second timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning, along with KSFY TV. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Storm Football.
If you like to bowl, roll on into Eastway Bowl. Hey, wait a minute. Eastway Bowl is more than just bowling. It's a full of fun entertainment center. There's many things to do. Games, and more games, plus food. Great food. Come into our full-service sports bar and grill where you'll find terrific drinks with our popular late-night specials. Watch all your favorite sporting events at Eastway. Visit our website to make your bowling reservations and find out more about the full fun experience. Eastway Bowl and Entertainment Center, where there's something for everyone.
And welcome back to Storm Football as the Sioux Falls Storm get a 33-yard touchdown pass. Lorenzo Brown to Mike Tatum. Capped off a 5-play drive, 46 yards, 3:18 off the clock. Point after by Bergner was no good, and the score stands. It's the Arizona Rattlers 41 and the Sioux Falls Storm 23. 18-point advantage for the Arizona Rattlers. And we've reached the start of the fourth quarter. We have the final verse, the final stanza of the fourth quarter coming at you from Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Through 3 quarters of play, Lorenzo Brown, 5 of 13, 2 interceptions, 92 yards, 1 touchdown, sacked once, long of 33. Jeff Ziemba, 9 of 16, no interceptions, 109 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, a long of 32. Leading ball carrier, Darrell Monroe, 13 carries, 88 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. That has been a huge factor for the Arizona Rattlers in this contest. Storm rushing, Lyle Mccombs, 4 carries, 59 yards and a rushing touchdown. Lorenzo Brown, 1 score, 9 carries, 33 yards. But we have the fourth quarter coming up. And 18-point advantage for the Arizona Rattlers. And now Miles Bergner on the field to have the kickoff. And back to receive is going to be Jamal Miles out of Arizona State. There's the whistle. Kind of a rolling kick, fielded there very nicely. As coming up with the ball was Anthony Jones. It was just a rolling kick as Bergner was trying to kick that off the side wall, but fielded like a shortstop by Anthony Jones, and he advanced it. And the Rattlers going to be in golden field position as they will have the ball on the Sioux Falls Storm 7-yard line. So with 15 minutes to show on the fourth quarter clock, it's the Arizona Rattlers first down and 10, or check that, first down and goal at the 7-yard line. Ziemba Gives it off to Monroe. This time he breaks out of a tackle in the backfield, goes into the end zone, touchdown. Got out of the grasp of Kwame Bell. And goes into the end zone, touchdown. Rattlers come back, one-play drive. Oh, my. So the Rattlers come back 47-23 right now, waiting for the point after. But Monroe, and checking on that, that is his fourth rushing touchdown. Simple handoff off the right side. Good blocking the point of attack. And the rest was all done by the big guy. Point after touchdowns up, and it is good by Petrie. And the Rattlers have pulled out now to a 48-23 lead. 48-23. 25-point advantage. The largest advantage of the contest. But we'll keep it right here. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Beal and Hyundai, along with Scott's Lumber and Supply, and Beal Distributing and Budweiser. 14:02 left to play in this contest, 48-23, the Arizona Rattlers. As Darrell Monroe has been a huge factor in this contest for the Arizona Rattlers, as he has 4 rushing touchdowns. And I believe that with that last carry, he should have gone over 100 yards. We'll check on the stats to find out. It shows he has 95, averaging almost 7 yards a carry, as long as that's 18. 14 carries, 95 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Storm with 3 turnovers in this contest, a fumble and 2 interceptions. 3 touchdowns scored by Arizona as a result. So now McCombs back to receive the kickoff from Sawyer Petrie. And he's put him up high and long every time. And McCombs 2 yards deep on the right, makes a move, takes it to the 5, 10, 15, spins out of that tackle, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down at about the 20-yard line. A couple of nifty moves, takes it out to the 20. Storm have better field position than they've started recently. So with 13:56 to play in this fourth quarter, it's a Sioux Falls Storm trailing by 25, and they have the ball at their own 20. First down and 10. Storm break camp. New receiver on the field for the Sioux Falls Storm, Kareem Jones. 6'3", 220-pounder, deep on the right side along with Judd Harrell. They'll both go in motion. Lorenzo Brown back to pass. Here's the blitz. Storm pick it up. Lorenzo Brown dumps it across the middle. Tatum caught him at the 18 to the 15. Ran to the boards at about the 8-yard line. Keith Brown into the stop defensively. Also there was Dylan Winfrey. But Mike Tatum across the middle takes it down to the 8-yard line. Gain of 12. 17 yards on the pickup. Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation as McCombs to his left. Jones and Tatum in motion left. Lorenzo Brown back to pass. Now he rolls to his left. Under pressure, going to be horse-collared, taken down there by Mosley. And officials are talking about that. And it's not going to be a horse-collar tackle. He had the jersey. It is second down. Loss on a play of about a yard. It's at the 9-yard line. Downs marker says first down, but it should be second down and goal from the 9. Splitting to the right side is Kareem Jones. Motion both sides. Back to pass, Lorenzo Brown. Quarterback draw, works off a block there by McCombs. Takes it in the end zone. Touchdown, Lorenzo Brown. Great job done by McCombs on the linebacker screen. And a touchdown by Lorenzo Brown. So the Storm come back in 3 plays, and now they'll try the point conversion. Coach Riggs not one to chase the 2-point conversion until absolutely necessary. Waiting for the snap. It's put down by Lorenzo Brown. Bergner puts it up, and the crowd pretty quiet, but it's good. Ordinarily you hear the crowd, but very quiet. We're going to take a media timeout. 48-30. 48-30, Arizona Rattlers with the lead. 11:41 to play in this 4th quarter. We'll pause for 1 minute.
Waiting to see a doctor?
What's taking so long?
It can take a while.
I don't have time for this.
Or longer than a while.
We've been here 2 hours.
Forever.
Hello?
What would you say if there was another option?
Finally.
Yes.
It's about time.
We're inclined to agree. It's about time for the best patient care. Sioux Falls Urgent Care.
Your body is a complex arrangement of bone and tissue that requires only the best to maintain it. At Orthopedic Institute, that's our specialty. Our services have been specifically tailored to provide the best orthopedic care in the region. Orthopedics is what we do. That's why Orthopedic Institute is the one to trust to keep your body in motion.
Wrapping up that scoring drive, 3 plays for the Storm, 30 yards, minute 44 off the clock. Lorenzo Brown, 8-yard touchdown run. Bergner's kick is good. 18-point advantage for the Rattlers, 48-30. And they just announced on the field that they've had a fundraiser tonight for the Gwen Pasica Scholarship Fund in her memory, and they've raised $15,870. Just tonight, a fundraiser with different things that they had going, a silent auction and an active auction, and it was $15,870. Congratulations to the Jim Laurie, Director of Corporate Partnerships with the Sioux Falls Storm, working just with an amount of energy and effort to raise these kind of money, over $500,000 given back into the community since he began his tenure with the Storm 4 years ago. Sorry to see him leave. He's moving to Minneapolis with his wife, and they had a golden opportunity up there they could not pass up. But Jim Laurie has done a fantastic job and raised an amazing amount of money for the community of Sioux Falls in very different areas. Now Bergner puts this on an onside kick, takes a big bounce. It's over the head of one player and finally going to be drug in and brought in by Anthony Jones. It got behind him. It was a great onside kick by Miles Bergner, but brought in by Anthony Jones, and they're going to mark it at about the midfield stripe, the 25-yard line.
Then let the field play at the 25-yard line, first down and 10, 25-yard line, Arizona.
So Arizona will have the ball first down and 10 at the midfield stripe, the 25-yard line. 11:41 to play in this contest right now. It's up to the Storm defense. They haven't been able to stop Darrell Monroe in this contest. He has 4 rushing touchdowns. The Storm defense needs a stop. They're trailing by 18. They need to get the ball back for their offense to have a chance in this contest. So Monroe is in the backfield behind Ziemba under center, 2 in motion. Toss goes to Monroe, right side carry. Bounces off that tackle, going back the other way. Holding should have been called, but it wasn't. And finally Monroe goes cross country, back the other way, rammed out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. But big holding that time by Chris Bowles, as he had a hold of Claude Davis, I believe. And you could see the jersey coming off. No, it was actually holding on Anthony Wallace. But play goes for 7. And here comes the challenge flag, and holding can be challenged. Storm has 1 challenge left. They had the first one was overruled, so they have 1 challenge left, and Coach Riggs decides to challenge this, and we'll see exactly what he is challenging as referee Sean Johnston will tell us about it.
The challenge on the field is that there was offensive holding by the offense.
Well, I'd have to believe if it's on the video, it will be probably called because I don't often see line play, but it was right in my field of view, and you could see the jersey being held and pulled back. But we'll see how it plays out. 10:54 to play in this fourth quarter. Arizona Rattlers by 18. 48-30. 48-30. But this will be the last challenge that the Storm can make because they did not win their first challenge.
It's a fundraiser in conjunction with the Storm. Now through April 30th, your loose change.
Now I have to back up on that. That challenge was nullified because the replay system did not work. And I don't think the Storm had another challenge after that. I'll have to check my notes. But Sean Johnston, the referee, will let us know about it after he's made his ruling on this challenge, whether it was a holding on Chris Bowles. He just returned from IR this past week. He had been injured earlier at the University of Illinois. 10:54 to play, fourth quarter. And you've been listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Integrated Chiropractic and Rehab Mattress Firm, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, and Craven Sports Bar and Grill. Each team has bid swap video on their sidelines. Their assistant coaches have it. They have the ability to look at an instant replay from the bench. And if they see something, then they can tell the head coach, yeah, this is something that would be worth challenging. And that's why they would know about it. You do not use the video screens here, but your own vid swap, and that's what they use for the replay.
The ruling on the field, no offensive holding call stands as called.
And it's going to stand as called. No holding. And the fans don't like it. And I'm surprised. But they don't show the replay again. Coach Riggs smiling on the sidelines. He's out to about the 15-yard line. The red flag is still out in the middle of the field. Now he's talking to Sean Johnson, the referee. Only one coach is allowed on the field, and Coach Riggs is pointing at the red flag, saying he can't go out and get that. And referee Johnston's bringing it over to Coach Riggs. So the holding penalty was not called. So the Arizona Rattlers picked up close to 7 yards. And they have the ball resting at the Sioux Falls Storm 18-yard line. Second down along 3. Ziemba under center. And look for Monroe to get the handoff again, and he does. This time it's a left side carry. He's wrapped up with the power that he has, keeps pushing forward, and takes it down to about the 16-yard line, gain of 2. It's going to set up third down and short. Third down and short for the Arizona Rattlers. Third down and about a yard to go. Getting over the ball, Steve Garola, the center. Under center is Ziemba. Quarterback sneak, he's got the first down. Brought down there by Chris Martin for the Sioux Falls Storm, but not after a first down. They're going to mark it at about the 14-yard line or thereabout. First down and 10. Clock continues to roll. Rattlers up 48-30. And this drive started at the 11:41 mark, and now it's down to 9 minutes and about 9.5. Splitting to the right side is Epps. Deep right is going to be Amos. He'll go in motion. Also Miles left. Handoff inside to Monroe. And he rumbles down to about the 10-yard line. Gain of 4. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of Monroe in this drive. Arizona using clock, eating up yardage, leading by 18. Ziemba gets a play from 10th-year head coach Kevin Guy. Splitting to the left side is Epps. 2 in motion, 1 each side. Monroe left side carry. Still on his feet, driving, spinning, turning, picking up about 6 yards, and a flag comes out late. And that'll stop the clock. 8:34 to play, fourth quarter. 48-30, Rattlers with the lead over the Sioux Falls Storm. Waiting for the indication from referee Johnston. Rattlers, I believe, thinking it's against the Sioux Falls Storm. They're not backing up at all. So here's the referee to tell us about it.
During the run, personal foul, hands to the face, 56, offense, 15-yard penalty for the end of the run, remains, second down.
So it's a hands to the face charge against the center, Stephen Garoa, and that's going to back it up 15 yards. So the penalty pushes it back. They're going to put the ball down at about the 18-yard line of Sioux Falls, but the clock is becoming more of a factor with 18-point differential. The Rattlers up on top, 48-30. 8.5 to play, clock is counting. Second down and 14. Need to get down to about the 4-yard line to pick up the first down. Ziemba under center. 2 in motion, looping around to the left. Fake the handoff to Monroe. Rolling to the right side as Ziemba throws upfield. Picked off by Jabari Gorman. He takes it to the right side to the 20, to the 25. Pushed out of bounds by Monroe. But the first turnover of the contest of the Rattlers. And a late flag comes out. But a pick by Jabari Gorman. This game is not over. 18-point lead for the Rattlers, 48-30, but a pick by Jabari Gorman. And that is his third interception of the year. And we have a flag on the field.
Unnecessary roughness, 56, Arizona. At the distance of the goal, first down and 10, Sioux Falls.
So a foul charge for unnecessary roughness against Stephen Garola. And that pushes the interception spot all the way down to the 12-yard line of Arizona. 8:08 to play in this contest. Arizona by 18. 48-30. And now on the interception by Gorman. Lorenzo Brown will work under center, one back in the backfield behind him. Adendorf goes there to McCombs, weaves his way, left side, slips down inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 10. Very close to a first down, depending upon the spot. They're going to say second down. No, they're going to say first down and goal at the 2. 7:39, clock is counting, fourth quarter. Arizona 48, the Storm 30. Lorenzo Brown under center. Pitch goes out to the right side. Gorman does not get away from the defender, bringing him down on a nice ankle tackle, and that is Trumps. No gain in the play, but coming up to make that, Keith Trumps out of Tuskegee University. No gain, and now it's clock rolls, 7:09 to play, fourth quarter. Storm trailing by 18, but threatening. Lorenzo Brown puts 2 in motion left side. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. Now he's going to run. Now he's going to stop. Now he's going to throw. Too high for Tatum in the back of the end zone. That's going to bring up third down. Third down and goal from the 2-yard line. Clock continues to roll. 6:44 and counting, fourth quarter. The Rattlers by 18, 48-30. Lorenzo Brown gets a play from head coach Curtis Riggs. Storm working from the right side hash. Harold splits right. Deep right is going to be Kareem Jones. In the backfield is McCombs. Through the box is Tatum. Tatum gets the handoff. He finds the corner, goes in, lowers his shoulder. It's good. And the flag comes out late because I think Lindsay might have thrown an elbow. So the officials are getting the combatants separated, but Mike Tatum gets the touchdown. And we'll wait and see what the flag is. But there was some extracurricular activity going on. Tempers have been fairly much in check. But we'll wait and see what the officials come up with as far as this penalty, but it's resting in the end zone. Here's Sean Johnston.
Touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 4, defense. That 15-yard penalty will be kept in the bank as number 4's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
So that 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That's put into the bank. And it was unsportsmanlike against Nathan Lindsay. That's his first. If he has a second, then he will be disqualified or ejected from the game. Point after touchdown by Bergner. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Put down by Brown. Kick is up, and it is good. And folks, we have a ball game. It's the Arizona Rattlers 48 and the Sioux Falls Storm 37. And we'll be back in 30 seconds and wrap up that scoring drive. 7:10 left to play in this contest. 48-37 Rattlers. And can you say onside kick? We'll be back right after this.
Sanford Breast Center. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care possible. From diagnosis and treatment to recovery and remission, they are here for you during your entire journey. You are a survivor. Together, we are Edith. Learn more at edithsanford.org. The Sheraton Sioux Falls Hotel is proud to serve as the official host.
Billion Hyundai, our knowledgeable staff is dedicated to finding you the right vehicle. Get to know us today. You'll be glad you did. Check out our great deals on new Hyundais, including the all-new 2018 Hyundai Sonata, our best Sonata ever. Or check out one of our incredible SUVs, like the new 2018 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe, all with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and Hyundai Assurance. See dealer for limited warranty details. Get to know us at Billion Hyundai, 41st and Westport, Sioux Falls, or at billionauto.com/Hyundai.
Ball game. 48-37. Now there's a 15-yard penalty in the bank. And if the Sioux Falls Storm would have an onside kick, even recovered by the Rattlers, they'll back it up 15 yards from that. So basically an onside kick is something that very easily could be done here. Bergner has the football on its side. He does not onside kick it. Kicks it into the corner, bounces, and going to be picked up at about the 1-yard line there by Miles. Oh, is he upended and brought down at about the 16-yard line. Making a stop defensively for the Storm, Anthony Wallace, newest member of the linebacking corps for the Sioux Falls Storm.
Tonight's fourth quarter of play is brought to you by our friends at Sprint, great corporate partners of Storm football.
But an 11-point ball game. And the Storm had a 4-play drive, 25 yards, a minute 58 off the clock. Tatum 2 yards out. Bergner's kick was good, and it is 48-37. The penalty is enforced, and now the Rattlers will start this campaign at their own 9. 6:04 to play in this fourth quarter. Still a 2-possession game at 11 points. Storm defense needs a stop. Handoff goes to Monroe. And kind of tripped up, but still falls forward for about 3 or 4 yards out to about the 13-yard line. Make that a 4-yard pickup for Monroe. 5:42, clock is counting, fourth quarter, 48-37. Arizona Rattlers, they shut the Storm out in the third quarter, but now the Sioux Falls Storm has scored 20 in the fourth. Ziemba hands it off to Monroe. He's hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss. Going to march him back to the 10-yard line. And Walford in a stop. And also there is Claude Davis and Chris Martin. One of the very few times the Monroe has been stopped for a loss. Loss of 3. Pushes it back to the 10-yard line. Third down. Third down and 9 from the 10-yard line. 4 minutes, 51 seconds to go. Fourth quarter, Arizona by 11. 48 to 37. And we have a whistle on the field. Official's going to be talking about it at about the 10-yard line. Resetting the clock, 4 minutes, 54 seconds.
One more time, Storm Nation.
And now they will reset the clock, and the official winds it on his whistle. Arizona to the ball, the Storm not quite set. Now they're set, and Ziemba, shotgun formation, 3rd down and 9. Gets a snap, he's back to pass. Fires it upfield behind the intended receiver, Epps. Epps was at about the 23. The pass went behind him, turned around for it, could not get back to it, and it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, clock continues to roll, 4:23 and counting, 4th quarter. And head coach Kevin Guy brings out his field goal unit with 4th down and 9. Needed to get out to the 19-yard line. So the field goal is set up. It's going to be 56 yards. There's the snap. Here's the rush. The kick is on the way. It's short. It's going to be returnable. And bringing it out is Mike Tatum at the 5. He's at the 10, 15, 20. Makes a move there. Gets up on the boards. Pushed out of bounds there by Bowles. But Mike Tatum brings the Sioux Falls Storm out to about the 23-yard line. So the field goal is no good. And Mike Tatum gets the return out to the 23-yard line. And that is the Storm 23-yard line. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter. So the Storm get a defense, and they get a stop on Darrell Monroe. Field goal was no good and returned by Mike Tatum out to the 23-yard line. Now Tatum and Harold split deep on the left. Kareem Jones split left. Motion line of scrimmage. This is going to back it up 5 against the Storm.
Ball start, 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains, 1st down.
So that'll push it back 5. They're going to put it down at about the 18-yard line. 1st down and 15 for the Sioux Falls Storm. 3:35 left to play in this 4th quarter. Arizona 48-37. Storm only have 1 timeout remaining. The Rattlers have 3. Now Lorenzo Brown going to put McCombs split deep on the right side. He'll come in through the box in motion. He picks up a block. Fires it across the middle. Pass tipped from the air. Brought in by Judd Harold. He had a defender all over him. And the concentration, be able to tip it up and bring it in. It's going to be a gain of about 8. It's still going to bring up 2nd down and about 7. Going to be down at the 24-yard line. Storm, no huddle offense. 2:56, clock is counting. 2 in motion, right side. Lorenzo Brown back to pass with time. Fires it upfield. Coming back for the ball. There was Judd Harold, and he was mauled by Alan Chapman. The flag comes out. Chapman actually grabbed him and brought him down on a tackle as the ball got there or before. That's what the flag is. That is a reviewable and challengeable call if Coach Guy decides to do so. But it would be pass interference. And here's referee Johnston to tell us all about it. So the pass interference sets it down on a 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. And that'll push the ball all the way down to the 9-yard line. 1st down and goal. 2:49 to play in this 4th quarter. 11-point lead for the Arizona Rattlers. At halftime, it was 27-17 Rattlers. And the Rattlers shut out the Storm in the 3rd quarter. Now the Sioux Falls Storm have had some success in the fourth. Trail by 11. Lorenzo Brown gets the snap. Here's the blitz under pressure. He's buried. He's going to be brought down there by Ryan Langford. The Storm did not have a blocker in for the linebacker blitzing, and Langford, out of University of New Mexico, picks up his third sack of the season. Pushes the ball back to the 16-yard line. It is second and goal from the 16. Now Lorenzo Brown moving his players around. Two in motion, back to pass. Brown steps up, fires downfield too high, intended there for Tatum. All but got it to Alan Chapman. Went through his hands, incomplete. Clock rolls. 2 minutes even to go in this fourth quarter. Storm trail by 11, 48-37. Storm need a score in this series to have any opportunity to come back and win this contest. Tatum deep on the left side. Deep right is going to be McCombs. Empty backfield. Now McCombs comes up to block. Lorenzo Brown lofts it down in the corner for Melvin German, and the ball is tipped out of his hands as down there was Trumps. And Melvin German had his hands on it momentarily, crashed into that corner board, and it's incomplete. It's going to be fourth down and goal. Fourth down and goal with an 11-point game. Storm coach Curtis Riggs is going to put Miles Bergner onto the field to try the field goal to make it an 8-point contest. Waiting for the stop. There it is. There's the kick by Bergner. It is up long enough, and it is. The fans like it, and it is good. And we have an 8-point ball game with 58 seconds. 58 seconds, 48-40. And we'll pause for a timeout. We have the final minute coming up after this timeout. 48-40, Rattlers, 58 seconds left to play. Back right after this.
Need a fun night out? Head over to Burnside Bingo for an exciting night of bingo. Budget-friendly, new equipment, and a fresh remodel. A variety of games to keep the excitement rolling all night, plus great food and drink specials. Try something new this week and check out the all-new Burnside Bingo. Visit burnsidebingo.com for special events and more information.
They do say the chickens can live without their heads for a few minutes. We got winners. Congratulations, guys. You just got yourselves $25 gift cards to Buffalo Wild Wings each. You guys actually did $10 to Buffalo Wild Wings each too. Let's go, guys. Get off the field. We got a game to play. We got a comeback to finish.
Well, folks, we have the final 58 seconds to go in this contest. And the score, the Arizona Rattlers 48, the Sioux Falls Storm 40. And wrapping up that last scoring drive, Sioux Falls Storm, Mike Tatum, check that, Miles Bergner gets a 33-yard field goal to make it an 8-point ball game. And now he's got things set up for an onside kick. Here it is, way up in the air. This time it's going to be fielded and brought in by Anthony Jones as he caught it on the big bounce. And the Rattlers have the ball at the 12-yard line. 57 seconds left to go in this contest. Rattlers by 8. Now, during the final 1-minute timing rules, the team with the lead when they have the football, they have to advance the ball past the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, the clock will stop without the other team calling a timeout. You have to advance the ball across the line of scrimmage to keep the clock running. Storm only have one timeout remaining. The ball is resting at the 12-yard line, 57 seconds left to go in this contest. Jamal Miles split to the left side. Monroe comes through the box. He gets the handoff, and he is hit, and they're going to stop the clock. He did not get past the line of scrimmage. So the Storm save a timeout, 53 seconds left to go. So Monroe twice has now been stopped in the backfield. He's had a stellar night, however, with 4 rushing touchdowns. And now Ziemba. Going to put Monroe in the backfield behind him. Ziemba under center. They hand off to Monroe. This time he's got positive yardage. Moves upfield, and he still struggles all the way down to the 7-yard line. Make that maybe even the 6. And the Sioux Falls Storm calling a timeout immediately. Their final timeout in this ball game, 48-40. The Arizona Rattlers with the lead over the Sioux Falls Storm. Again at halftime, 27-17, and now 48-40 with 45 seconds left to go in this contest. Storm are out of timeouts. I was incorrect earlier. I had said the Storm was shut out the third quarter. They scored with 3 seconds left to go, I believe, or just seconds left to go, but they did get 1 score in that third quarter. Arizona outscored the Storm 14-6. Storm has outscored Arizona 17-7 in this fourth quarter. So now 3rd down and 5. Arizona can get a first down at about the 2-yard line, 45 seconds left to go in the game. Toss goes right side to Monroe, breaks out of 1 tackle, hit down close to a first down, second effort, dives backwards, rolls over, takes it down to about the 2-yard line, and they're going to stop the clock, and they feel first down. First down for the Arizona Rattlers. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up. 42 seconds left to go. First down and goal at the 2-yard line for the Arizona Rattlers. Barring a fumble, Arizona should be able to ride this out. Ziemba under center. Still has to make forward progress on the play. Motion line of scrimmage coming across was Davis. Claude Davis rammed into the center. And we'll see what referee, I believe they're going to call that offside against the Sioux Falls Storm.
Offside. 95. Defense at the distance to goal. Remains first down. With this penalty, there's a 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 14 seconds. It'll start on my ready for play whistle. Thank you.
So with this penalty, there's a 10-second runoff. So that takes it down to 14 seconds. And the Arizona Rattlers are at the 1-yard line. 48-40, the Rattlers up on top. And if you're going to give a game ball to somebody in this contest, Darrell Monroe. And the Rattlers don't even have to get a play off. They'll let the clock run out. And that is the ball game. The Sioux Falls Storm fall to the Arizona Rattlers for the second time this year as the Rattlers win 40-48. 40-48. Rattlers all alone at the top of the IFL standings with a 5-1 record. Storm will drop down to 4-2. So we'll pause for a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the post-game show, and that is brought to you by Billion Hyundai Mazda.